Oh, the camera angle switch up? Bro, is he off vacation? Out of retirement. They had to bring him back. We had to bring him back for one more tournament because the intern wasn't good enough. That's right, baby. We got the camera angles back. We got Bob back on the rig. Making the calls. Calling the calls. Making the shots. Giving us the angles. Giving the people what they want. Back from Cancun. Out of retirement. We had to bring him back one last time. The intern better get trained up before Japan Championships, though, or I'm going over there and I'm freaking slapping him. I'm zooming out that camera myself. All right. Prediction's up. I will get it right this time. I swear I'll get the prediction right this time. I promise. Just can't switch angles until to zoom out. I think that's the most zoomed out that angle ever gets, to be honest. But we do need a... dude, I feel like this is still too zoomed. They need to zoom this out a little bit. Come on. Zoom out a bit. Yeah, please zoom out just a little bit. We know you can. We've seen you zoom way too far out. Just a little bit. Let's just see the discard pile on the deck. Just give us that. Let us see the discard pile on the deck. Dude, is this the normal angle? Actually, I want to like look up if this is the normal angle. It feels wrong though. This feels off. So it feels like this is not the normal angle. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm capping. Oh, switching it up. Okay. Pidgey and the man are set up on the bench on the other side. Going into the Arvin here. Wait, what deck? Oh, it's Gardevoir. Gardevoir versus Charizard, bro? What a classic. Is this TM... Is that a TM Devo? TM Devo Guardia is crazy. That should be illegal. Yeah, let me look at a previous live, bro. I might be gassing it a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm not. It seems so zoomed out. Or so zoomed in, excuse me. No, dude, they usually play with this way more zoomed out. Bro, please bring it back. It looks so much better. Oh my gosh. Did I miss this? I'm getting nostalgic looking at this. I can't have thought that was like an upgrade, could they? So you're getting the perspective of the player when it's their turn. They just do that when they're searching their deck. They'll do a little. They won't do it for forever either. See, they're switching it up. TM Evo. Okay. Gonna get some Curlias online here, it looks like. Are we playing the Rocket Stadium? That's super interesting for this matchup. Oh, was it in there? That is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, Iono plus Watchtower late game is like actually... That's pretty sick for this matchup. I assume it's also pretty good against Charizard. Vessel. Getting rid of a Dark Energy does not feel great, but gotta find some Psychics. And I assume we're gonna get rid of these as well with that Secret Box. Holding them would risk them going back to the deck with the... Oh, we have another Vessel. Hold up. Yeah, Vessel away energy. Oh my gosh, we're really going here. Ooh, are we gonna put the Watchtower in play turn? Oh, there we go. Stop, just leave it. Don't touch it. No, so you can zoom in a little bit. So you don't have to zoom out this much. All right, bring it in a little bit. Like, just get the deck and the discard piles in the frame. We don't need to see the prize card line, though. You're close. Honestly, keep it like this, though. Keep it like this. If it's this or the other thing, keep it. I love it. I love it. You can bring it in a little bit if you want to. If you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to take my... You don't have to take my advice on that. Just leave it. Don't bring it in at all if it's going to be too much. Getting rid of the Gardevoir there is interesting. Do we have to get rid of the Gardevoir on that? How come people don't ever wear like funny hats or like show up in a costume? Is there a dress code for tourneys? No, I just think on average people just aren't that goofy. Like, what do you want someone to show up in a clown outfit? Like, no one wants to do that. There's some people who like cosplay as like I think the Kukui is one that people have done before in the past, but I stretch our research off the secret box. Artisan in hand. There's the TM Evo. Why did we get rid of Artisan and keep the Gardevoir? What if we just got rid of Artisan off that and then kept the Gardevoir in the hand? Am I trolling? Only one Curlia found. Okay. Must have a Curlia prized. Yeah, one Curlia prize on the other side. The Briar could be a big one that's prized, but it's in the last. It's in the. We could get it before we need it, is what I'm trying to say. Candy Pidgeot already off the rip. We just got it like that. I think I did see a Team Devo. Dude, they zoomed in again. God damn it. Oh. Someone has to get fired, man. I put against a guy one time who was dressed as a shiny Groudon costume that you can find in Battle Revolution for the Wii. Remember guys just trolling you at this point? Bro, he's got to go, bro. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fire his ass. It is a Dusknoir build as well. Dude, the Psyduck isn't making waves like apparently. This is like a 2-2-2 Dusknoir line or something in here. 2-1. Excuse me. Secret box getting lined up here. Pretty good. I don't know if we have Candy Charizard quite. We might have it. I feel like if we have Secret Box and an Ultra Ball, we should have it. But you can also just get like Candy Charizard. You don't even need to use the Secret Box. But maybe wants to try and get more off this turn. We'll see. If Dragapult truly is taking a back seat in this format, Charizard might actually return next format. That's kind of what we're seeing here at the Champions League so far, to be honest. I don't think we've seen a single Dragapult deck. We've seen a decent amount of Psyducks. And we're seeing stuff like Charizard here on stream right now. I mean, that's not a huge... We saw a Charizard deck yesterday as well, the Charizard Zoroark deck. So yeah, maybe Dragapult is just taking a massive back seat this format. And if it is, Charizard's probably back, to be honest. Still trying to piece it all together. I mean, if we are trying to pull together some kind of big secret box combo. What's the reason for less Bolt? Probably just more Bolt. How much Bolt? Bolt and Psyduck. Bolt and Psyduck. Because now if Dragapult Dusknoir is just not good anymore because there's too many people playing... Too many people playing Bolt. Our Team Evo is getting searched out here. A Boss, an Artisan, and something else. Is the deck taking a backseat or just a worse best of one deck? No, best of one being worse at best of one is not a thing. If a deck is good, a deck is good. Best of one, best out of three, best out of five, it's the same thing. Although the only thing that matters is win percentage. Shaman to the bench, play around Screamtail. Oh, we are going for a Team Evo angle. Okay. Charmander and Duskull. So we're not getting too aggressive here with Candy Charizard. I guess Candy Charizard Punch Clefairy is not even that good, is it? Yeah, hang on. I had to thought like we'd be punching a Clefairy here. Please keep this is perfect. Keep it like this. Yeah, punching Clefairy is not even that good here, is it? He's punching for 180. Like, who cares? Best of one is best 2 out of 3 is best 3 out of 5 is best 5 out of 7. Oh wait, 5 out of 9, 4 out of 7. Why would Paul take a back seat? I don't know. Seems like maybe Raging Bolt's got a good matchup against it. Oh yeah, like I said, Raging Bolt and Psyduck. That's what I said, yeah. Cameraman trolling? Dude, it's so annoying. Alright, we have the potential to attack this turn. Monkey Dory's getting established. Dark Energy to Monkey Dory. Ultra Ball in hand. I mean, I don't even know what you do here, though. Okay, there's the Evolve. I do wonder if there is a Flutter Mane in this deck. We might see that kind of be the initiator here, potentially. Here's an Iono happening. Because there is a TM Devo. Or I'm pretty positive I saw a TM Devo. Oof. Yikes. Options? None. With that hand. So we're just playing off the board here. I mean, Clefairy KO the active is not like a super good play, I don't think. You ever just not KO? It feels weird to not KO. That also feels pretty weird. Monkey Setting up the Monkey Dory. Is this ever a mind bend angle to like play for... Oh, okay. I think the reason we're setting up the Monkey Dory is we're going to attack with the Clefairy here, but if our Gardevoir gets KO'd, we want to be able to mind bend the Charizard. Makes sense, makes sense. We're going to move 2 damage off the active, probably onto the Pidgeot. We'll see though. But yeah, the reason to set up the Monkey Dory is here is if our Clefairy gets KO'd, or if our Gardevoir gets KO'd, we can mind bend a Charizard as a response. Which makes sense. Cool, cool, cool. All right, first prize card taken from Gardevoir. Obviously, opening the Clefairy in general is like pretty bad. You don't really want that in your active. All right, Pidgeot, push the active. Definitely gonna be looking for Charizard this turn. I guess you could go. Oh wait, you have Dusknoir. You could KO Gardevoir and Ralts this turn with Dusknoir. You would be a little bit susceptible to Mind Bend at that point. But that honestly seems like kind of a decent play. There's like no big play that's coming back on you on the next turn that you have to like be worried about. Here we go into the nest ball. It is playable, Lucas, yeah. Have we seen Mewtwo again yet? No, not today. We saw 2 yesterday. What about KO Monkey, KO Guardy, and Iono? I don't hate that either, yeah, because like the chance to get a Candy Guardy is like not super high, right? So I'm also like looking at this build. I mean, obviously they don't know the exact 60 the opponent's playing, but it's a double TM Evo build, so that means there's probably not a ton. There could be no rare candy in there, to be honest. It could just be like a 3-3-3 line of Gardevoir. Could be like a 3-3-3 line of Gardevoir with 2 TM Evo. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what happened. What was it? It was Nest Ball for Duskull. Is there just some clarification going on, maybe? Only 2 Curly, right? They didn't involve both on TM Evo. Oh, very true. Yeah, there would have been. Well, maybe it was in their hand. It could have been in their hand. Actually, I guess I don't know for sure. I guess I don't know for sure. But that is a good point. That is a good point. Charmander off the Night Stretcher. Need that, of course. Counter Catcher on the Guardy. So everything's coming together. And then there's the Iono. Quick Search still not used. It definitely is an interesting situation. Should we have not actually taken a knockout there as Gardevoir? Ooh. Oh, no, that's an Ultra Ball. It's like, ooh, we have no pieces here. Nope, that is an Ultra Ball. Question is, what do we discard here? How important is that energy? Here comes the Quick Search. Are we going for the Dusknoir combo? We could completely wipe the Gardevoirs. There's 3 energy, 4 energy in the deck. Okay, so we could probably safely Ultra Ball away the energy in the Clef out of hand. Accelerate 3 energy, 1 to the Charmander, 2 to the Charizard. Maybe, I mean, you could put 1 on the Pidgeot if you want that to be a viable attacker coming up. Okay, yeah. Get rid of the energy, get rid of the Cleffa. Seems fine. You could also get no energy out of the deck just so the Charmander doesn't die and then the Charizard doesn't die. And then you don't need... Yeah, I guess you don't need to accelerate energy to the Charmander. I guess that could lead to an awkward situation where if the Guardy player just goes KO Charmander on this next turn, it's unlikely. I guess it could happen, though. There's the Dusknoir. We did find it after the Iono, unfortunately, but... And is going just to completely limit Gardevoir from the field. And it will be a knockout on the Gardevoir here. Oh, into the Artisan, actually. Hold up, let's do that first. Fish. Gotta have the fish. That was a very confident fish grab there. Looks like maybe just 2 energy found. I don't know if we actually even took a third there. No, we did take a third. Dude, please keep it here. Please keep it here. Please keep it here. Yeah, we are setting up the fish there. All right, there's a knockout. 3 prize cards left. No Gardevoir on board. So most likely not a prize card is going to get taken this turn. I guess we could see a counter catcher. Counter catcher KO Duskull actually seems kind of good here from the Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory attack Charizard also isn't a terrible play this turn, especially if they actually play TM Devo, which I'm not sure if they do or don't. Immediately into a Super Rod. We got to reestablish a Gardevoir here, obviously. Oh, is that the fish that does 50 plus 90 if there was a KO last turn? Yeah, the 140 hit back? Okay, yeah. You play Charizard with Chi-Yu? I have. I wasn't sure what Chi-Yu this one was, to be honest. Dude, please just keep the camera at this. Or you can zoom it in a little bit. But, like, not... It's so... Please. I beg you. This is what they were... Like, I checked the last Champions League. This is what they kept it at pretty much the whole time. This is basically what the camera zoom in was like the whole time. This is so much better than what they just had it at. And this is what it was like for all of last Champions League. I just went back and looked at the footage. All right, Mew is found here. Seems fine. Double Ralts on the bench. That's the biggest thing, obviously. Mew comes down. And we can at least restart for 1. I don't know if any of the other cards are playable. It looks like we're debating benching the second Monkey Dory. Our bench is pretty clogged at this point. And yeah, we're just going to go restart for 2. Shaman and a Bravery Charm. Arven in the hand for next turn. I think it's got to be that Mind Bend this turn. And we'll see what the response to the Mind Bend is. There might not be a great response to this Mind Bend, to be honest. We'll see. Make this camera zoom a drinking game? Bro, we'd all die. No one's surviving that. Going to the Arven here. Bravery Charm and Night Stretcher. And then it's going to be into the Mind Bend, yeah. That would have been a situation where we could have taken a counter catcher, but I think it's got to be the Mind Bend. Moves 2 to the active. And the Mind Bend. Maybe she only moved 1 to the active. The Charmeleon has 90 HP. Once again, I'm thinking about a TM Devo, but I'm not even for sure that they play TM Devo. I just think they play TM Devo. I'm actually not 100% sure. But this does set up for a Team Devo play next turn where you could go like, well, I mean, the hand isn't really setting up for that at all, to be honest. Get a quick look at the resources here. It did have Devo. Okay, Devo confirmed. This sets up for a decent Iono Devo next turn, to be honest. You KO the Charizard and the Charmeleon specifically, and then reset the Pidgeot. Of course, they don't have an Iono or Devo in hand right now, so like we have to find those, but like, theoretically, seems cool. How are they going to be able to respond to the Mind Bend here, though? I doubt they play something like a Switch. But who knows? Maybe. They maybe have something. The Super Rod. I mean, retreat Candy Charizard. Shuffle 3 energy back into the deck and then retreat and then Candy Charizard would work here, I think. They do have 4 energy left, so that'd be enough energy to attack with 2 Charizards at that point. Oh, there's already another energy in the discard pile. They might just swing, though, and just hope to hit heads. That could also be the play here. Man, the Mind Bend is so annoying. You have a third Zard in the deck? Not sure. Is there a Zard in the discard pile? We're getting back to Dusknoir or Dusclops? Dusknoir double fire. Okay. 5 minutes left. Should be plenty of time. Should be plenty of time here. Gonna be the harder treat. Oh, wait, the fish. The fish reaccelerates energy, doesn't it? All right, we're just fishing. All right, the response to the Mind Bend. I'm honestly, the Guardy player is probably not super bummed to see that be the play, to be honest, because that bought them the turn they were looking for. Now, what can they do with it? Nitrogen for a Curlia here is pretty good. They have 2 Bravery Charms in hand. Honestly, getting that extra Bravery Charm was maybe a waste on that previous turn. Bravery Charm to a... Where do they even go? Active Monkey Dory, sure. The rest of the hand is a Bravery Charm and a Shaman and a Night Stretcher. These Monkey Dories are getting loaded here. I feel like we should have maybe just like left that other Bravery Charm in the deck on the Arven from last turn. Just shouldn't have taken a tool card. Is the fish in the deck only for that purpose? No, it's also a 1 prize attacker up against stuff like... Oh, we're actually playing the other Night Stretcher to get an energy back. That's kind of a yikes. There's like no energy in our discard pile right now. And then restart for 2. The energy or the Night Stretcher was also a way to get guard for. They're thinking about playing the Ultra Ball. That would leave them with a 0 card hand with their only draw support in play being Mew EX, which is like pretty telegraphed at this point. Thinking about retreating. But if you retreat to Clefairy to attack, you lose to Candy Dusknoir. But no matter what, nothing looks good here. Like, nothing looks good here. I think the judge just prompted him that you got to make a play. Mind Bend. All right. Confused. I don't know the fish's retreat. Is it 1? Might be 1. Into the quick search. Could still have game here. Candy Dusknoir plus boss is game here. So we could see the game be over on this turn. It is 1. Okay, that Chiyu is mobile. The fish is on the move. 3 practice cards left for Charizard. Boss the Mew. Retreats the Chiyu to the Charizard. There's the Candy. There's the Dusknoir. And yeah, that's a dub. Boom. Raltstead. Retreat to Charizard for the last 2. Yoshiyuki walks away with a dub over the Gardevoir. Advances to 7 and 2. Still in it for top cut as well. Still in it for top cut. Possibly. Immediately into the Ditto Pop. Scoop it up. No Pokemon in play. That's it. That's game. It's over. You think they like Ball 2 the best of 1? No, we've already talked about this so many times. Last format, the 2 most popular decks were Guardy and Dragapult. Something about this format, the shift in the mentality of the players or the metagame has led to Bolt being so popular. But it's not, it has nothing to do with best of 1. Because literally last format, the 2 most popular decks were Dragapult and Gardevoir. 2 most popular and successful. Or not last format, the format before that. Last format, honestly, what happened at their Heatwave Champions League? Or is that the one I'm thinking about, actually? The Heatwave Champions League Miyagi? Yeah, that was the Gardevoir Dragapult one. And then before Miyagi was Fukuoka. And it was Walls and Terra Box. Like, yeah. It's something about this format, it's something about this meta, or something about like the mentality shift in the players going into this part of the year or something. I don't know what it is. It's Daichi's Raging Bolt propaganda. Oh, we have a Pidgey in the active. It is a 202 Pidgey outline, or a 212. Miyagi top 16 was 5 Bolt, 4 Guardy, 4 Bolt. Yeah, Bolt was still there for sure. But if you watched the tournament, well, I don't want to say for sure because I actually don't know for sure. But if you watch the streams, there was Bolt and Guardy was like in every single game. Bolt was like, there was a little bit of Bolt showing up, but not that much, not as much. But it could have been just as popular. It could have been. We don't actually know. I don't actually know the meta percentages. So, and obviously, yeah, there's still a decent amount in top 16. So, in the tournament, can they still swap decks from day 1 to day 2? I don't think anything has changed with that. I think you can still swap from day 1 to day 2. Yeah. All right, the Hoots are here. The Baby Bolt in the active as well. That's gonna be annoying because it's gonna go after that Pidgey. Dude, the Baby Bolt is so annoying. Shaman could get involved here, though. We do have a Nest Ball in hand, so that could get Shaman here. We're going to this immediately. We're going to get the Fan Rotom, of course, and then definitely need at least 1 Charmander on the bench, but there is a decent argument to get 2 Charmander here. Yeah, it is Charizard Terra Box. Or, no, I shouldn't say that. It's Charizard Noctowl Pidgeot. There's a 101 Pidgeot prize. That might make things difficult. The hand is okay. I feel like this Poffin has to find, like, double Charmander? Actually, this is a little bit awkward. Does this deck play Terrapagos or no? Is that a Pikachu actually I saw? I think I saw a Pikachu. Which I actually don't hate, but I actually don't know if I saw it. No, it's a Terapagos, right? It's a full art Terapagos. Alright, double Mander. Nest Ball for Hoot. Okay, Nest Ball for Hoot. Oh, no, excuse me. Nest Ball for Fanrotom. And then we have Ultra Ball for Terapagos next turn. Or if we top that Candy, we can just go immediately into Candy Charizard. So we should be chilling here. For sure. The Apples make top cut? We don't know. They were 9-1 last time we saw them. But that was 4 rounds ago. Now 5 rounds ago. So who knows where they're at right now. Everything about the differences between pile versus box versus conglomerate? No. Pile just means bad. If someone calls their deck a pile, if someone calls a deck a pile, it means they think it's bad. Well, they stopped shuffling for a second there. Maybe they thought they made a mistake. Oh, wait, no Noctowl? They have a Noctowl in hand. Yeah, they have a Noctowl in hand. Apple's like Festival lead or Hydrapple? It was Hydrapple with Festival lead. It was both. To leave for a bit. Did we ever get the Trenchcoat Kid? Nope. Maybe in cut though. I don't think we ever saw the Trenchcoat Kid in cut, but who knows? Maybe he's there. We're searching out Terapagos. We can't. Why are we Ultra Balling for Terapagos right now though? If we bench Terapagos, we're just gonna get our lone Hoot Hoot sniped and then we lose. Wait, do we have Area 0 in hand? Maybe. It's okay if it's okay to do this if we have Area 0, but otherwise we're just benching Hoot Hoot anyway, so there's no point in playing the Ultra Ball yet. Yeah, it's just like a mistake. Because if we top deck Rare Candy, then all of a sudden we can Ultra Ball for Charizard instead. Yeah, it's just an error. And you see all of a sudden he's making the realization, oh wait, I kind of have to bench second Hoot Hoot. Yeah, there it comes down, yeah. So just a little bit of a mistake there. Oh well. We live and we learn. Pass over to the other side here. And honestly, KO Pidgey looks pretty good to me. They were trying to get down another Ogerpon and build up some energy on it. Like if we can get down double Ogerpon, get an energy on each of them, that sounds pretty good to me. And then just, yeah, Lightning Energy active, snipe KO the Pidgey out of the active. I mean, there's 2 Charmander, there's 2 Hoot Hoot. There's a decent argument to go chase the Hoot Hoot here, to be honest. One of the Hoot Hoots, excuse me. If there was one Hoot Hoot, we'd definitely go after the lone Hoot Hoot, but... Ooh, the hand isn't that good on the other side, but it's not bad. I wouldn't say the hand is bad. We need to get, like, Vessel. Vessel could be fine. Maybe Vessel and Nest Ball. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of Vessel. 2 Hoot Hoot, no Terra in play. He's hoping for a Rare Candy for Zard for the Terra. No, he has a Terapagos in his hand. Oh, Crispin here makes a ton of sense, yeah. No, he has a Terapagos in hand. He just knows that the Raging Ball player is going to take a knockout next turn. So he knows he'll get access to a bench space. Yeah, we know we're getting access to a bench space. Wait, they're staying zoomed out right now. Did they finally learn? And the prize cards are in frame. I think they did it. I think they found the amount of zoom that they used to have because the prize cards aren't showing. But we're still more zoomed out than we were. God damn it. Dude, son of a bitch, bro. It was perfect, bro. They literally had it perfect. Now we're super zoomed in again. We can't see discard piles. We can't see hands. Like, we can't see what they're looking at when they're searching their deck. Like, oh my. I think at this one they're zooming in to troll you. Bro, they might be. All right, here we go. Cycling with the pawns. I'm just going to ignore it. Oh, they forgot to attach an energy with the Crispin, I think. Did they use Crispin and forget to put an energy on it? Okay, here we go. They figured it out. And there we go. Cycle with the Ogre Pawn. And yeah, just KO on the active. So not a whole ton happened that turn, but I mean, they got what they need on the board for right now. It would have been nice to get another Grass Energy and play on the other Ogre Pawn for sure. All right, we have a Noctowl in hand. We have a Terapagos in hand. Terapagos makes its way to the bench. And we're looking for Candy Zard KO active here, I think. I think it's going to be the play that we're going to looking for, but... And I guess technically we have that available because we have a Noctowl, but if our Noctowl just gets just Candy Charizard, I don't know if there's much else in the hand to work with. So we want a little bit more than that for sure. We'll see what is actually grabbed off the Noctowl here. Giving it some thought. Taking a look through it, giving it some more thought. Like I said, we want Candy Charizard. We want to attack this turn with Candy Charizard. I'm sure we play Briar. Oh, the Jack. Dude, Jack is broken in this deck. Oh my gosh. I always forget how good Jack is in this deck. It's actually insane. Is Noctowl Charizard the deck? No, Pidgeot's not great. I'm not gonna lie. We really wish we had Pidgeot here. I'm not quite sure what the rest of the hand. The rest of the hand was not great beforehand, to be honest. The rest of the hand was not great beforehand. We can get Charizard Noctowl. Charizard Noctowl is super good here. We don't even necessarily have to use the other Noctowl. We just could. And honestly, getting Pheasantipity established and starting to draw some cards with Pheasantipity would be pretty good. Also, Prime Catcher KO the Ogerpon off the bench seems pretty good as well. Because there's one Ogerpon with one energy. Obviously, Crispin could get involved, or E-Switch could get involved to get enough energy on a Ogerpon next turn to actually KO a Charizard, but it would mean they'd have to work quite a bit harder, probably, for sure. Would Prime Catcher KO Pon here be good? Yeah, the Prime Catcher KO Pon seems decent. Honestly, Prime Catcher KO Hoothoot also seems decent. Or, like, Counter Catcher KO Hoothoot with Fan Rotom? What about that? I don't actually know what we're pulling together here, though, but... Yeah, probably KOing the Ogerpon with the energy on it is probably the correct play here because it makes the... It's not impossible for Raging Bolt to return KO the Charizard with a Ogerpon, which is what you want to do. They would have to work pretty hard. And we see with no energy being put on the active Fan Rotom here, second Noctowl is going to get activated and probably go get that Prime Catcher that is in the deck. Yep, it's getting lined up. It would be really nice to set up Pheasantipity here to start drawing more cards through the deck. Like right now, there is no... We have to go research. That does not feel great. That does not feel great. We're also telegraphing what our play is next turn as well, which is going to be a research. We're kind of telegraphing that over to the other side, which isn't the end of the world, but doesn't feel good. Yeah, there's the Prime on the pawn. Charizard's going to get in there. Can attach return to Terapagos as well here. We haven't attached return quite yet. I mean, we may as well set that thing up, I feel like. There we go. We get the first 2-prize knockout. Area 0 is nice. That'll help us open up our bench on the next turn. Also a Noctowl. The Noctowl is not going to be great, of course, because we don't have a Hoothoot set up to work with. See what happens over on the other side. Ogerpon is pushed to the active. I think we are playing for the Ogerpon play here, and it could come through a Crispin. It could also, honestly, the Area 0 off the prize card is a really big deal, because that'll allow us to potentially go wide next turn and just one-hit KO this pawn with the Terapagos. There's the cycle. There's the E-Switch in the hand. We still need a little bit more here. Gonna try and preserve the Gust effects probably. Actually, with E-Switch, can't we Turo Noctowl here? We don't even need... We should just Turo the Noctowl, right? Reset it, find a vessel. Turo Noctowl should be able to get us everything we need to get the knockout with the Ogerpon. We don't need an Ultra Ball here. Just Turo the Noctowl. No! Turo Noctowl just kind of feels clean here. I don't know. That gives us like another Noctowl to work with as well. All right, there's the Ultra Ball play. I don't like that, but all right, we'll see how it goes. This one is discard unless he plays 2. That is true. Some people play 2, some people don't, but we have the E-Switch, so we don't need a Crispin here. We just need to get more pawns. We need energy. We need vessels. We should be good to go. I wonder if this deck could ever run a letter. Could we run 1 letter in here? Is that just bad? That might just be bad. But it's pretty efficient, right? The idea of it's cool. By not using the Turo, of course, it does let us play a Sada or a Crispin this turn, which is what we might see. See, why do we zoom out sometimes? Like, I feel like it should always be right here. Well, except for this. This is also fine. Okay, Vessel Sada getting searched out. We can load up some more energy on the Baby Bolt. And honestly, loading up Baby Bolt here does seem pretty decent, because we can go 2-1-2 as the prize exchange goes. So on this next turn on the Raging Bolt side, so we're going to go Grass Spawn, KO Charizard, go down to 3. The Charizard player is going to try and find Research Area 0, Terrapagos, KO Ogerpon, go down to 2. And then on the Raging Bolt side next turn, we can go Iono, Snipe something with the Baby Bolt, and then look for the last 2 prize knockout on Terrapagos on the following turn. So I do like on both sides, to be honest, and we have a good plan, a good strategy we can execute on both sides to play for the win here. As long as both players see the line, as long as the line does end up making sense. I don't know, maybe they come with something better than what I'm cooking right now. But Briar's not going to be an option here though, because you're not going to be able to KO Terrapagos with an Ogerpon, especially with burning our E-Switch here. So yeah, Briar's not going to be an out for the Raging Bolt player. Also, I don't even know if they play the Briar. We did see a Raging Bolt earlier playing Briar. All right, there we go. What card is Letter? I forget what it is, but it says when one of your Pokemon, I forget the exact name, but it's when one of your Pokemon gets knocked out. If one of your Pokemon got knocked out last turn, go search your deck for 3 energy as an item. There's the E-Switch. Oh, and we're setting up the next... Well, I guess setting up the next Grass Pond doesn't matter too much. Honestly, that energy might have been better on the... Letter of Encouragement. Yeah, that's what it is. That energy might have been better to leave on the Baby Bolt. So Baby Bolt can snipe the Fan Rotom or a Charmander next turn. All right, let's see if they can pull off the knockout. I have pretty good confidence that they'll be able to, especially with the Super Rod here. We can recover a Pokemon or 2, maybe. Charizard. Honestly, it might just be Charizard and Energy, though. We might not be thinking about recovering any basic Pokemon here. Of course, we do need to find 3 basic Pokemon to actually get the KO on this Ogerpon. And if we don't get that, we're in big trouble. So, I mean, we have Research Area 0 in hand. It's definitely possible. I would say it's probably likely, even, to be honest, that we're going to be able to pull together the knockout on the active here. Plenty of Pokemon search cards and basic Pokemon left in the deck, I'm sure. And maybe even have 1 or 2 in hand to go with the Area 0. We'll have to see. Good job, chat. Area 0. We have a Duskull. Okay, so that's 1. Probably... Oh, I guess if we do go snipe... Well, no, we could snipe Duskull specifically off the bench, actually, to take that out of play. So we need 2 basic Pokemon here off this 7 from the research. That should be pretty easy. I'm not worried. That's 1. That's 2. The hand is not that good, though. I mean, we do get a Hoot Hoot down. Hoot Hoot becomes Noctowl, which becomes plenty of options, usually. But, I mean, this is what a lack of Pidgeot looks like. I mean, that's why you play the 2-1-2 Pidgeot or line, or the 2-0-2 Pidgeot line, whatever's in this build. You want that in play consistently. It's just so much easier to follow the game when they zoom out like this. Being able to see what the players have in their hands. When they search their decks, we can see it. I'm just going to keep bringing it up, I guess. I don't know. Discard, like even just seeing what's on top of the discard pile. Or what they discard. The thing is, when they do the zoom in, when they play cards from their hand, we can't fucking see what they're playing. Because we're so zoomed in, we can't see that the card could leave the hand or the card go to the discard pile. Does only Japan use this camera style? They do things a little bit different over there, yes. Dude, I swear they did not do this last time. I swear. I'm going back and looking at past Champions Leagues. They just never, the gameplay is never that zoomed in, even when Area 0 is not in play. And they zoom out even more when there's Area 0 in play. It's literally just for this Champions League that they're doing this over zoomed in part. I don't know why. All right. Back to the game. I don't see an Iono, and I feel like that was the card we were looking for here. But the hand for the Charizard player on the other side is not great. So if we get the Baby Bolt KO, the Hoot Hoot off the bench is a pretty strong play here. It does mean that the Duskull would be an option to use on the next turn, but I think that's okay. If we KO the Hoot Hoot here, just seems like the play for sure. The Hoot Hoot's gotta go. And then from there, we figure out how to KO the Terrapagos, I think. Have you seen Briar and Zard decks? Yes. Briar, it does exist in Zard decks, yes. I think every Zard deck we've seen so far has Briar. Zard player has Briar in hand. Yeah, but they don't have Candy Charizard, though, do they? They have the Briar, but they don't have the Candy Char. Oh, no, wait, they have Terrapagos. Terrapagos works with Briar. Oh, my gosh, you're right. But you can't attack with a 2-prizer, right? Because you lose the Candy Charizard. But that is true. Terrapagos does work with... Yeah, I didn't really think about that too hard, to be honest. I forgot Terrapagos was a Terra Pokemon. I was like, we need Candy Charizard Briar. I was like, that's not a thing. It's a thing. Definitely a thing. What do they hear on the headphones they wear? Just like white noise. To drown out the crowd. To drown out the potential of the crowd influencing the game. All right, Grass Pond, search out of the deck here. That still seems like the best play to me, though, is use Baby Bolt KO Hoot Hoot. We do just lose, though, if we do that. I don't know what else you'd actually do here. Oh, you could Gust up. You could Prime Catcher up Noctowl to make things a little bit more awkward, right? You could Prime Catcher up Noctowl. I think there is a Jet Energy in hand, so it wouldn't matter, but that maybe is like... You have Counter Catcher as well here, actually. You could Counter Catcher. Save the Prime Catcher. That makes more sense. Counter Catcher Noctowl. I mean, you just want Iono. But we don't have an Iono here. KO Terrapagos with Slitherwing. KO Terrapagos with Slitherwing. Oh, yeah, you're cooking. What the heck? You already said that too, or someone else said it. Yeah, KO Terrapagos with Slitherwing. I'm out here rambling, but we actually have a play. The Slitherwing play. Oh, they're not benching it, though. Yeah, KO Terrapagos with Slitherwing actually is the play. You're right. Yeah, KO Terrapagos with Slitherwing. Oh, but there's no fighting energy in the discard pile. We can't. Oh, but if we had sent up Baby Bolt, we could have retreated it. If we had sent up Baby Bolt, we could have retreated it. Well, there's the Iono. Iono's a little bit late. We could have pushed Baby Bolt, retreated into Slitherwing, saw to the fighting energy Slitherwing, hope we draw into a fighting energy. We would have got the fighting energy. Slitherwing KO Terrapagos actually is a pretty good play. And you saw that they shook their head a little bit. They shook their head a little bit when they drew the card there as well. Honestly, I maybe do need to bring back the real music. Let me stay awake a little bit. That lo-fi stuff's putting me to sleep. Yeah, so you're right. The Slitherwing play was the correct play. You should play for... Yeah, play for the Slitherwing. What play was correct. I think the better... You want to Iono, though, still. You don't want to leave them with a 7-card hand. So the best play is Iono... Bring up Noctowl, Baby Bolt, KO Hoot Hoot. But in case you whiff that play, doing the Slitherwing play is the best alternative. So the Raging Ball player needed to push up Baby Bolt there for sure to give themselves the option to be able to do the Slitherwing play, to get the fighting in the discard pile by hard retreating as soon as they whiff the Iono. Because this play isn't that good at all. And we have game. We have Jet Briar. That's it. That's a dub. Noctowl, Pidgeot, Charizard gets the dub. And there we go. Knockout. There we go. The Briar dub. All right. Charizard Noctowl moves on to cut. All right. Not finals yet. Another top 4 match. It would have been funny if they went back to like a round 3 match or something like that. We have Charizard. We saw this Charizard player earlier, actually. It's Charizard Terrapagos. Charizard Owls versus Charizard Dragapult. They're doing this just to taunt you? It feels that way. Do be feeling that way. What is Shaman 2? Protects your bench from damage being done to your non-rule box Pokemon. No memes. I might have to actually end this stream on YouTube so it preserves the VOD. We'll see. Is Badoo less powerful then? Because of Shaman, or I don't think Shaman has anything to do with Badoo being. No, Badoo's still pretty good. I really thought Charizard was that popular in Japan. Now is it just better because of less pult? Yeah, just less pult. Less pult going on in their metagame right now. Charizard's pretty good when there's not as much pult running around. All right, no Charmander turn 1, but that's fine. You don't need to get out Charizard turn 2. So no attacking threat going to be going down for sure. Are you still going to stream day 2 Milwaukee? That's the plan. That is the plan. Do the Pokemon players here just raw dog Pokemon Center sleeves? I thought they suck. They're not great. Yeah, some of the players do, yeah, raw dog Pokemon Center sleeves. I honestly wonder if they're different quality than US Pokemon Center sleeves, but I think they just suck. Neither are very good. I think the ones in Japan are like slightly better, but like not by a lot. Yeah, not by a lot. There might have been an Arven in that hand for the Poffin. We'll see here. Okay, we do have the Arven. We might even go if there's a. I think they play TM Evo. This might be a TM Evo route actually. We have an energy in hand. Oh, we have we just have Watchtower in hand, just chilling. Could also be a Cleffa angle. Going for the TM Evo. Okay, so we could just get double Dreepy and then evolve 2 Dreepies. Double Evo would be kind of crazy to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Was it mostly for Screamtail damage? I mean, Screamtail, Water Pawn, whatever. Things that be sniping the bench. He still plays Fortress EX. I mean, quite a few people. It's like 15. It's like in 15% of the meta decks right now in our format, and it's in like it's a little bit less popular because they have Psyduck over in Japan. So Fortress EX is only in like 20% or 12%, excuse me, not 20%. So, all right, there we go. TM Evo. We have the Watchtower. We could, and there's the aggressive Watchtower. That could be huge, actually. We go for the Charmeleon and evolve instead. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. We have Charizard in hand. Yeah, sure. Does Watchtower mainly target Noctowl? I mean, whatever the most popular colorless Pokemon is in the format. I guess Noctowl is probably that #1 there. Pidgeot's still pretty popular. Looks like though as well. Yeah, that's a decent amount of Noctowl. Ursaluna too. True. Also good against Ursaluna in the late game. All right. Let's see what kind of play they have here. I mean, they don't even need to use any kind of abilities here. Andy Pidgeot's online. We can't quick search though. We just kind of need some Charmanders. Catch active for the threat level. Terrapagos comes out. Wait, why are we... Is attaching to Terrapagos not better? That feels so weird. Banner on Punch Shaman doesn't seem that good, so I don't hate them not doing that. There's the pass, though. Yeah, so they kind of are living off Pidgeot and Noctowl here, to be honest. They are kind of living off those. All right, popping off the Dreepy. Avoid a discard Stadium. Not in the hand currently. I mean, yeah, he plays like Area 0 and stuff. He plays 2 to 3 stadiums himself. Maybe even 4. But yeah, not yeah, currently I assume there's not a way to bump it. Charmander and Dreepy getting searched out here on the other side. And then we do have a Charizard in hand. We also have an Arven, so we could just TM Evo again, to be honest. We could TM Evo again here and just chill further. I don't actually hate that. Just set up a little bit more. Also stops the Dunsparce. True. But not really, because no one plays the Dunsparce, so you're not actually stopping anything. We do see the Arven getting played. It doesn't mean... We also could just like Ultra Ball for a Dracloak here, I guess. We don't have to... I kind of like that a little bit more, actually. Ultra Ball for the Dracloak. If we have a good target. Oh, but it is going to be the TM Evo angle. Okay, interesting. I feel like we should evolve to the Charizard here, no? Interesting. No evolve to the Charizard. Why not? Another Charmeleon gotten instead of a Dracloak. That feels a little bit weird as well. Why would we not just get more Dracloaks for more draw power? I feel like the draw power just makes a little bit more sense there. Interesting. Okay. I still feel like evolving to the Charizard there makes a lot of sense. Put 2 on the Charizard, 1 on the Dracloak. Maybe just trying to preserve the option. I don't hate it, I guess, but if we get Iono'd here, we're gonna have less setup to work with. Powerpult guy already won. It's definitely looking pretty good for him. Definitely looking good for him. Triple Hoot online. Shut up the Pidgeot. Just gonna start swinging. Which, I mean, it's better to do something than nothing, though. It's better to do something than nothing, but this is those situations where it's like putting your Pidgeot on the line of fire never feels really good. We do get the we get the stadium bump as well here with the attack. Okay, that makes sense to set up for that more aggressively then. All right, over to the other side. Charmeleon gets pushed. We found Fez. I don't know if we want to bench Fez, though, if we can avoid it. Maybe we'll see how this Dracloak goes here. Loke again. Ultra Ball and Arven. I don't think there's a ton to find off this Arven here, though. We have Nitrogen for Loke. That's pretty solid, to be honest. Off of something. I couldn't see what the other something is. I still feel like we maybe should have used Charizard first there, just to get the energy out of the deck. We didn't draw any fire energy there, but we could have drawn into some. Kind of catch your ban, punch Pagos. Seems decent, actually. It actually seems decent. How long have I been up? 19 hours. Going on 20. Dude, I am definitely starting to fade. I just want to get to the finals. And then they hit us with the secondary semifinals after like a million years. Not putting an energy on the Dragon Ball is interesting, actually. Chasing down the Terrapagos definitely seems like a pretty good play here. And Milwaukee starts. Yeah, I gotta get some sleep here. There's a counter catcher. Oh, just punching it, actually. Interesting. We don't have the Defiance Band or anything to go with or the Maximum Belt to get the KO. I guess we can Monkey Dory KO it next turn, theoretically, after we get punched. So we have a way to get through it, actually, like more aggressively. Oh. You drink coffee to stay awake? No, I do energy drinks though, but I drank one a while ago. I'm not gonna drink another one now, of course. All right, Area 0 and research getting found out here. Still need to find some Charmanders, but here's an S-Ball. Charmander should be on the way here. Maybe Latias if they play it so they can move the active, but no, I'm definitely getting some sleep after this for sure. I'm definitely getting some sleep after this. I'm not gonna stay up for the whole thing, like all the way through day 2 Milwaukee. Attach active and research. Attaching active is a little bit weird. How are we going to plan to move this Terrapagos? I feel like we're not moving this thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess if you drew into... Oh, no, actually, if we drew into Prime Catcher or something, I guess we are going to move it this turn. Or we're going to attack with it, I guess. Something's happening. Something's happening. It's not staying in the active here for sure. Noctowl again. Oh, no, we are just going to leave it in the active. Okay, interesting. I thought something was gonna happen there for sure, and we're going to move it around. But nope, just going to leave it in the active. Let it get KO'd by the Charizard. Okay. Interesting, interesting. Depending on the draw here, actually, we could like set up a Dragapult and then counter catcher around. We need a lot, but if we get like Charizard, Dragapult, ooh, and we actually just sent the Dragapult to the bottom of the deck. We don't even care about it. Oh, we actually might have had one in hand. I wonder if they can actually set up a Dragapult attack here instead, or is that even what we want to do? Just maybe we're just gonna go Charizard Punch KO the active. That just feels kind of weak because there's so much damage on the Terrapagos. So like punching it again for this kind of feels weak. If we had like could get Dragapult set up in the active and attack, we would need like second Charizard to accelerate a Fire Energy to it, and then we'd also find a Psychic Energy. So it's pretty unlikely we'd be able to find what we need there. Definitely unlikely. Rescue Board and Ultra Ball getting lined up here. Might go for Nest Ball actually instead. Okay. I wonder what we're going to grab off the nest here. So much cooking. Nest Ball coming down. Monkey Dory getting lined up. Okay. Makes sense. Rise of Psychic Energies. I think I saw the Luminous in there. I don't know about the other Psychics, though, to be honest. I don't know. I'm sure there's some basic Psychics for sure. What do the large and small counters count on from the Terra? The reds are hundreds, the yellows are tens, and the oranges are 50s. There was 210 damage on the Terrapagos there. All right. Duskull actually made its way to the bench here on the last turn. They also played Dusknoir there. Wait, no, that's a Monkey Dory. That's not a Duskull. Hold up. So what deck do you think will run Shaman? The ones that need it. Did something happen with the... Okay, we're good now. Draw for turn. Have the Phantom get off the bench. So the Terra Pokemon died. So you have to discard your bench before... You discard your bench before you promote. So Terrapagos dies. You have to discard your bench before you promote. And then you promote. So you end up with a 4 Pokemon bench going into your turn, even if you had a full bench. Or a over full bench. You don't promote, then discard. If there's anything to discard. You discard and then promote. Big Terra Orb got used there. Charizard is on the way. So we can swing with our own Charizard here. I wonder if we're going to look for like a counter catcher play here, though, as well, potentially. We'll see. Charmeleon is found. Andy Zard is online. All right. Things are starting to look pretty good here. Gonna take 2 energy. I don't know. I think I still value the Dragapult side of the field, though. I think I still value the Dragapult side of the field higher. I feel like they're in a better spot. I don't know. I mean, I think their deck is better for the mirror match because they have stuff like Dragapult and Monkey Dory. I don't think the Charizard player has those things. There's an Iono. Probably not going to be super overly impactful. Only 9 minutes left. I guess that's worth noting here. There's only 9 minutes left. So time could come up here at the end. Prime Catcher Boss, Dark Energy, and a Dracloak found. But of course, we have the double Dracloak on the bench to be able to work with as well. What happens with time and Top Cut? They play to even turns, and then who's ever had on prize cards wins. There is only 9 minutes left. We don't have a ton of time remaining here. All right, it's gonna be the punch for 240 to the Charizard. See what happens from there. All right, we're going in with the Lokes, Iono, and Ultra Ball. 8 minutes left. Loke number 2 here. Iono and Luminous Energy, actually. The Luminous on the Monkey Dory seems decent. Does not seem bad. Another time match incoming. It could happen. It could happen, yeah. Will cause a loss of power in Guardian and Pulse format. Well, Charizard seems like it's just pretty good against Guardian in general, and then Pulp became worse because of the Psyduck, so that also made it better for Charizard because Pulp was less powerful, or less played. But then Charizard is also favored against Guardian. That kind of checks Guardian a little bit now. Luminous to the Dory. We can move 30 off the active. I don't know where the 30 goes. Maybe to the Pidgeot. Be the Pidgeot. I could see his pressuring the Pidgeot as much as possible in the play. 1 second. Zard checks Guardia. It used to be the opposite, right? It just depends on the metagame and what people are playing. Like there was points when Guardia was playing like Fluttermane and Team Devo where Guardia was favored against Charizard, but it just depends on what people are playing, what's popular, and what makes the most sense. They can still do that, but the deck is so much less consistent. I don't think Zard cares. All right, so what happened here? How do we... And I gotta go back here for a second. Oh, we just KO'd the Charmeleon. Okay, so we KO'd Charmeleon, move some damage to the Pidgeot. Sounds good, sounds good. I was a little confused, but yeah, I figured it out. Boss kill Charmeleon, move some damage to the Pidgeot. Alright. We're lining up to maybe chase the Pidgeot on the next turn. Still have double Dracloak in play to work with. Another Charmander getting established. And maybe a Hoot Hoot. Okay, the Hoot Hoot is gone as well. Bright coming in as well. Charizard energy getting recovered. Anything else worth getting? Goes for the Noctowl. Okay. It definitely seems winnable for the player on the right. The biggest question I have is what are the ace specs? Does either player have maximum belt? Does either player have Defiance Band? Those are the big things I have the questions about, to be honest. Both Prime? Oh, both are playing Prime. Okay. Interesting. They ignore... Well, I guess if you took a 2-prize knockout here, then you'd all of a sudden make it so your Pidgeot gets KO'd, right? Well, no, doesn't your Pidgeot still get KO'd because you left all this damage on a damaged Charizard, so now you move 30 over, and then you still knock out Pidgeot here. It's the problem with... Well, no, I think you do just kind of go after Pidgeot here. Oh, no. We'll see. Yeah, we have the plus 30 damage either way, so it's looking pretty good here, I feel like. Well, no, we maybe need like a final gust effect, actually. I actually don't know how you want to approach this. Yeah, I'm not sure how you actually approach this as the Dragapult side. What's that? Is Shaman coming in? The next set. Remote Shaman for a little bit of flexibility here going into the turn. As he hit free retreat here. I don't think it finishes in 3 mins. We'll see. I think they... Well, I don't know. They got the Dracos and stuff to work through. You might be right. You might be right. If they play a boss... Yeah, I just don't know. If they play boss here, honestly, I feel like they're in a pretty good spot, but... 3 minutes left. Dracloak number 2 coming. No. Okay, Dracloak number 2. Ooh, they got another Watchtower to work with. That could be big. That could be big. If there's not a counter stadium, then you can completely take away like Noctowl plays. And the hand on the other side doesn't even look that good besides Noctowl, actually. Wait, this could be huge. It depends on how many gust effects are left, though, on this side of the field for the Dragapult player. Because they have Prime Catcher, but do they have anything else besides Prime Catcher? They also have 3 prize cards left. What if you just punch the active and spread damage across the board to everything? If you can you set up Dragapult here ever? If you can just punch the active with Dragapult here, and then spread damage on the bench Pokemon. If you put 1 on each of the... Put 1 on each on Noctowl and 1 on the Charmander, plus punch the active, that seems pretty decent here. You ever bump your damage Charizard? That would be a play as well with the Stadium. Yeah, you could bump your damage Charizard. As long as you can set up another Charizard this turn to do something, that doesn't seem terrible. But if you draw 2 prize cards this turn, I guess all of a sudden you're in trouble. Well, they are in trouble, but then all of a sudden Charizard is 1 KOing you back. So you need enough attackers to work with the rest of the game. How many more rounds? 1 more round. Only 2 minutes left at this point as well. On the time. Yeah, we could see the stadium bump to get rid of damaged Pokemon here. There's the duck. There's 2 Monkey Dory in this list. Am I seeing that correctly? So is this like mostly a Charizard deck with like a 2-2-2 or 2-2-1 Dragapult line? That's what it seems like. Okay, 3 off the Charizard over onto the Pidgeot. That could still be our chase this turn, I guess. Okay. We are going down to 1 prize card, which means Charizard return 1 hit, so we don't actually have another attacking option set up quite yet. There's the Watchtower. I assume Shaman is getting discarded, and maybe the Chi-Yu. Just got put the Chi-Yu on the bench to thin it out of the deck. Interesting, we kept the Shaman around. Okay, Knife Stretcher for Charmeleon. Makes sense. 20 seconds. Attach return Charmeleon. And then Iono. We're not even still done yet. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. That's time. Yeah, he's just going to win on time here then. Take the knockout on the active. On the Pidgeot, go down to 1 prize card left. And that should just be game, right? He was the even turn, so the other player shouldn't even get a turn here. Am I trolling? Is that not time up? But I actually am not sure who wins there if the game continues, to be honest, because I don't think if time wasn't called there. Vessel going off first. We do have 35 minutes for cut. We do have 10 extra minutes for finals. They give 10 extra minutes to the finals. Congratulations, players. You both made it to the finals. Is it the opponent's responsibility to shuffle the opponent's deck? No. It's your responsibility to sufficiently randomize your deck. If your opponent wants to interact with your deck, they can choose to, but they don't have to. They can shuffle, cut, or tap your deck if they want to. It is your responsibility to sufficiently randomize your deck, though. All right, we're prize checking here. Hang on, I'm gonna go back and take a look at the prize cards. I wasn't really paying attention. What do we got? Double Watchtower, 1/1 track look. Oh, I did kind of check this, didn't I? Iono, Raging Bolt. Okay, we're chilling. The red thing on the table indicates who went second. Because they don't play plus after time. They don't play +3 turns. They play even turns. So the player who went second gets the last turn every single time. Alright, we're being thorough here. Is that an Iron Leaves? Am I trolling? Are they trolling? That's an Iron Leaves. They got the leaves. Wait, that's like a big... Well, it's not that big of a deal for this matchup. You already have a Grass Pawn. But I guess it could be interesting against Charizard at least. Okay, Ultra Ball coming in. Is this going to be a Squawkabilly angle? I don't think we've seen it. Have we seen a Squawkabilly get used this whole tournament? Nope. Just a Raging Bolt. Okay, we're chilling. Watch Out Prize is really bad. Yeah, it doesn't seem great. It would be nice to have 1 or 2 of those around for sure. Bolt to the bench. Attach to the bolt. And pass. Okay, that's like not a whole ton going on. 3-card hand. We could have Squawkabilly as well. I think this means that they just have a Sada in hand, I would assume. But we also didn't get Fan Rotom down either. I don't know. This doesn't seem great, to be honest. Looks like Cleffa's being eyed up here, and we can play this hand down pretty aggressively, actually. And get like 4 Pokemon on the bench, retreat the active, and then play for a Cleffa for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 there at least. There we go. Going for that Cleffa angle. Nest Ball coming in as well. Any Terra Box matchups today? I think we saw a couple. We saw at least 1 Terra Box, I think. All right. Also some thorough prize checking coming out on the other side. No money for the winner here in Japan. Yeah, no cash prizing. Was there any straight pull on stream at all this weekend in Japan? Straight pulls? I don't think so. I think we didn't see that many pulls, but I think they all had Dusknoir. Yeah. Luminous into the Cleffa. Oh, we're just going to draw for 3 here? Okay, I thought we were going to see an Ultra Ball get played there as well. I kind of like the idea of playing the Ultra Ball there, to be honest. Ultra Ball away the fire plus the boss, because you keep the Prime Catcher. You still have counter catchers to work with. Yeah, not a huge idea. Not a huge fan of that, to be honest. All right, we're into the Raging Ball. I think we're just swinging here early. And hoping for no early... Yeah, we don't have much setup here on the Raging Ball side. We're just swinging. Hoping for no early Candy Charizard knockout. But the Charizard KO is available, or could be available here. It's not guaranteed in the hand or anything. We could get there though. Trackloak in there. Ultra Ball and a Night Stretcher. That's Arvin. I think that's an Ultra Ball. If we have energy in the discard pile. But there's a lot of fire energy in hand. Actually, I don't know if we have the fire energy in the discard pile. Is that Raging Ball built just the same as the current builds? Yeah, there's nothing really any different, I don't think. If Bolt falls off, does EV Box and Charizard become good again? One of EV Box's best matchups is Dragapult, so no. Wait. I guess I assume you're asking if Pulp falls off, then EV Box falls off. Does that make Charizard good again? I assume that's what you're asking. What language cards do players have to use in Worlds? Whatever their home language is for their home region, or whatever region the tournament's in. Why would Pulp fall off? Psyduck. Are they going to show the expanded final? No clue. Someone in chat might know. Right, the Ultra Ball is... We're still working through the Ultra Ball here. We're still working through it. Unsure of what to grab. Chi-Yu is the target. I guess maybe we're just going to throw it down with an energy. We could look for a Gust KO on the grass pond next turn, I guess. No ban for the KO. Maybe they did have the play, right? They could have Ultra Balled for Charizard and they got Candy. They actually, honestly, I don't know if they have Fire Energy in their deck, because they have 3 basic Fire Energy in the hand. I feel like they maybe don't have the Fire Energy to work with, to be honest. That would be my guess here. All right, Chi-Yu is getting loaded. Rescue board to the active. We're gonna retreat to a Charmander here, I assume, or maybe a Badoo. Got something like that. We haven't played a supporter yet, right? We haven't played the Arvin. We just played the Ultra Ball. So we could get like Badoo here. Or if we have Badoo in hand, we could just retreat to Badoo and an item lock for the turn, which seems decent. I'm assuming left doesn't play Briar. Pretty rare these days. We did see some Briar in Raging Bolts this tournament so far. Yeah, I don't know if they do, though. Oh, we might just see a TM Evo here, I guess. We get TM Evo with the Chi-Yu. Ultra Ball and TM Evo. No, we're going back in there. We are Ultra Balling it all the way. Okay, interesting. I guess we're just going to get a Charmeleon and then... Well, then what are we going to do after that, though? We could have just TM Evo'd the Charmeleons and held the Ultra Ball there. Maybe we are going into Badoo here. Maybe there is a Badoo to go into here. Badoo does seem pretty powerful here with so few basic Pokemon set up. Nope, just Charmander and pass. Keep the Chi-Yu around as a attacking option. I guess you do want to attack with the Chi-Yu on the next turn because they will be on even prize cards on this next turn. All right, Sada comes out here. Okay, we didn't even have a... Wait. Do we have a fighting in hand then? Does this even make it... Does that even make any sense? We must have a fighting in hand, right? Nice stretcher for a grass energy here. Cycle on the Ogerpon. For 1. We do have the Iron Leaves in the hand here. Ogerpon number 2. Now things are starting to get a little bit scary here for the Charizard player with how far behind they are. But we do have the Chi-Yu that we can attack with next turn to get the prize trade back down to odd, potentially. This does open up the possibility for the Raging Ball player to just kind of gust from here, though. Oh, gust. Yeah, from here. Oh, can we get the Fan Orb in the active instead, maybe, to attack with? Oh, that's pretty good. Attacking with the 1 prizer here. I guess the Chi-Yu play is always coming through a gust effect anyways, though. So we're still going to play for the Chi-Yu play, and we're going to gust up an Ogerpon anyway. So it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. That's for 3. There's the Buddy Boffin. 1 Dreep, 1 Mander. Like a 3-3. Is like a 3-2-3 Charizard and like a... Or 3-2... 2 Charizard and then like a 3-3 something Dragapult. 3-2-2. All right, Chi-Yu's online. Oh, and we got the boss as well, so we don't even have to use the Prime Catcher. Okay, we're gonna get a 2 prize knockout here on the Ogre Pawn, and we get a rare candy off the prize cards as well. That's a pretty good pull. Over to the other side is the question is really, can we get a 2 prize? Not well. Hang on. Even if we KO Fez here though, then we just go Chi-Yu KO Grass Pawn again. Ooh, this board state's actually kind of nice here for Charizard. Even if the Fez gets Gus KO'd, we only have a board full of 1 prizers. So then if we respond with Chi-Yu KO Ogre Pawn again, there's no 2 prizer for them to respond KO. We would lose to Briar at that point, maybe. Possibly. But the Chi-Yu lineup here is actually just really, really good. Yeah, Chi-Yu is doing insane numbers right now. It was a Chi-Yu deck all along. Yeah, Chi-Yu deck all along. We are in the finals now. This is it. What gets KO'd here? We might still need a Super Rod to actually make things work here on the Charizard side, to be honest, on the next turn. What about Chi-Yu? What does it do again? If one of your Pokemon's knocked out during the last turn, you do 50 plus 90 damage to opponent's active. Yeah, we would maybe need the Briar. Yeah, well, I don't know if they play the Briar, though, to be honest. Have we seen the Briar from this player yet? I don't think we have. They might play it, but I don't think we've seen it. They can establish a decent board state, a decent bench here, though. They discarded the Mew EX, actually. Okay, interesting. I mean, setting up Fez here seems pretty good. They are targeting that. I didn't see the Briar on that go through, but I didn't see everything either, so... Gonna get a Fez draw here. I feel like trying to bench the Mew as well would have been pretty good there. I'm not gonna lie. Gave up on that though. Rhydon is about to come down. Okay. Rhydon makes its way into play. Discard Owl. Yeah, the discard Owl was interesting as well, but they gotta keep. I mean, they gotta keep some stuff around. All right, there we go with the Koraidon. What else we got? Oh man, we're just attacking with Raging Bolt here. That's just gonna give the prize cards over to the Charizard side as long as we have energy for Charizard. That's the only thing I think we could be missing here is energy for Charizard. But it's looking pretty good for the Charizard side at this point, to be honest. With Raging Bolt being in the active, taking down this Chi-Yu, things are looking pretty good. You didn't discard the stadium? It's a different Chi-Yu. It's a different Chi-Yu. This Chi-Yu doesn't discard the stadium, I don't think. That's the other Chi-Yu. This Chi-Yu does more damage if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Yeah, going back to the odd prize cards is the huge difference maker here. That's 2 fire energy on the Chi-Yu, leaving 3 energy on the active Charizard here, but this, or excuse me, the active Raging Bolt here. Next turn, Briar and GG. I don't think he plays Briar. We'll see though. Candy Charizard. Is there energy? Okay, there is. Oh, wait, there was energy the whole time. Interesting. Okay. We're getting loaded up. Attach return to Charmeleon from hand, I guess. We actually don't even have an energy in the hand. All right, going with the Fez first. So we do need to find like Super Rod here then, I think, to be able to set up another Charizard. Here comes the Nest Ball. Gotta find that super rod. Monkey Dory getting established. Just thinning out of the deck more so than anything. We're not gonna really use it. Into the Dracloak. Contemplating what's best here between these two. Okay, looks like we found the super rod. That's big. We need to find the super rod. Does Dracloak just draw engineer? I don't see Pult. There is Pult. There is Pult, yeah. But that is the main... I feel like that's the main part of it in the deck is draw engine that sometimes becomes an attacker. That was Arven grabbed. Arven for the super rod if we don't already have it. They have a watchtower as well. They are throwing that in play so we can discard what? The Shaman and a Dreepy. Probably the discards here. Who actually has to discard first? Wait, how does that work? How do you decide who discards first here? Are we get rid of Fez? No, getting rid of Fez would be a massive mistake because then you could lose to Iono plus KO Charizard. If Fez gets gusted here, you still have Charizard. Non-active player. Area owners discard first. Okay, the serum says you discard first. Okay. So if it's your stadium. I wasn't paying attention to what happened there with that. Oh, Night Stretcher? Okay. Night Stretcher for a fire. Puts it on the other Charizard. Team Evo burned. Alright, we've gone through a lot this turn. Charizard's about to get up there and take the knockout. If they play Briar, I think the game is over if they play Briar. But I don't think they play Briar. That's my guess, but we'll see. If they don't play Briar, they need Iono here at the very least. Yeah, if they don't play Briar, they at least need Iono here. I mean, if you had like E-Switch, Attach, Prime, Iono, and then you could go Koraidon, KO the bench Pokemon. That would be pretty good, to be honest, the Pheasantipity. We'll see what they got, though. They do have the Iono. Even Iono KO active Charizard could be enough, but doesn't seem like that would be enough. Iono plus Leaves, maybe? We could get the Leaves here, I guess. That would kind of pull things together. That would make things a little bit easier. Yeah, Iono plus Leaves could be okay. Do we need Stadium? Bump and have Owl. Oh, that's true. They would need the Stadium Bump. Yeah, I forgot that the Watchtower's in play. Alright, just Iron Leaves into Iono. They also need to draw into an energy off this. Oh, they have Pheasantipity still. Couldn't see exactly what the two cards were. There's a Vessel. We could draw with Feds first, though, if we wanted to. Alright. Going for the Iron Leaves attack. What does a Watchtower do? It shuts off colorless Pokemon abilities. So like Noctowl, Pidgeotto X, Fan Rotom, stuff like that. Lightning and Grass acquired. Wait, don't they just lose off this play? It is likely that they lose off this play, yes. But they don't have a different play, I don't think. I think it's still the best play they have. Even though it is unlikely that they win. Cycle with Pawn. Alright, attach for active knockout. A single fire energy wins the game. A single energy wins the game here. Luminous or fire. That's for 3. That's a Luminous. That's it. Charizard Dragapult gets the dub.